Well, today I want to respond to something left in my inbox here at the Points of Origins Facebook page by a pastor named Dave. He says, "Hello, Dr. J. I really enjoy your videos on Facebook. I'm wondering if you can at some time comment on the whole genome argument that the pro-evolution group suggests to be a slam dunk for their side. They tell us they can trace the evolution all the way back to a common ancestor through the comparison of our genes. Thanks again for your help. I am a pastor and find your information valuable in aiding my teaching and encouraging for me as we carry on in proclaiming the gospel of Christ." And really that is true. I mean, the whole gospel. If you can't believe Genesis, Exodus, and Leviticus, why should you believe Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? And that's a criticism that Richard Dawkins and other atheists make, and the compromising Christians don't realize they're really selling the farm. Well, the genome thing. So what evolutionists did in the past before we could analyze the genome was they looked at arms and legs and eyes and ears and said, you know, look, the monkeys have these, so we must be related. And look, the whale flipper and the rear legs of seals and things like that, and the digestive system of lizards, reptilian brain, and they try to take all the living things that'll exist today and line them up in some kind of order that looks like a progression of a story. And of course, you could line it up in any way you wanted to. You could line them up backwards and say that everything devolved. But at any rate, the similarities in the body structures, just like we say in chemistry, structure and function go hand in hand. The similarities between our body parts, or homology, homologous organs, homologous structures, these structures are just as similar and just as dissimilar as the functions are similar and dissimilar in the various living things. If God made everything, it would be this way. And so the same thing with the DNA. The DNA is even more intricate, and really our body structures are only a reflection of that. You know, the evolutionists used to say, since we couldn't figure out what 98% of the genome was doing, that it wasn't doing anything, and they claimed that was leftovers from our evolutionary past. Now that failed them. So homology in our DNA has failed them. All they've done is looked at similarities. You know, since monkeys have arms and legs and fingernails like us and opposable thumbs, which they also have on their feet, you know. There you go. Sorry for showing you my foot, but oh well. Just to make a point, we don't have opposable thumbs on our feet, but they do. There are some differences, but a lot of similarities. Of all the living things, monkeys look the most like us. It wouldn't be any surprise that their DNA would look similar to ours. The function and structure of their organs and body parts actually has a close function to ours in God's creation. So it's not surprising that their structures would be similar to ours. But also the DNA would be the exact same situation. The structure and the function of the DNA are only as similar or dissimilar as the created kinds need them to be for their part in God's creation. Now you can line that up and view it as proof of evolution if you want to. It's not really a slam dunk, but the only way that you could do that is if you already believed evolution was the cause, because there are other reasons, even besides creation by God, that our DNA would be similar. Well, I'll maybe make more mention, but keep thinking about this kind of thing. It would happen just the way it is, either way. So it can't be proof for either one, and only really encourages people in their already preconceived ideas, whether you're a creationist or an evolutionist. Structure must follow function in logic, or else the parts would malfunction and natural selection would take out any living thing where the function wasn't an advantage to survival. And natural selection and evolution are not the same thing. Absolutely, they have nothing to do with one another unless you already believe in evolution. But their natural selection is a part of the creation model also. God bless, Dr. J.